Today I'm going to continue the background, but I will first focus on the transition between background and forefront. And there are some ideas I'm having about this tiger. I would like him or her to be in the foliage, and that what I mean is that I would love to add some maybe grass or some small leaves over here, but that means that I will have to break up the ink line of the tiger. So first I will put in some basic colors. Today I'm going to start with this Prismacolor Premier Celadon Green. I don't know what that means, Celadon, so I will have to look that up. I do not have a very sharp point at this point. That is not really necessary. This is just to put down a first layer again. I am still figuring out whether Prismacolor prevents other pencil types to get grip. Sometimes I feel that is the case, and other times I don't notice anything, but I have this suspicion that when you push too hard, the Prismacolor Premier, as one of you mentioned, it said it seals off the paper, and well, I think it has something to do with the wax. Don't know. But well, let's just see what's happening. It is lunchtime right now, and I'm enjoying my summer cleaning projects. No spring cleaning for me, but summer cleaning. That works better in my schedule. I have less singing students in the summertime, so it is much easier to take some time off and do a summer cleaning. And today I am cleaning my husband's home office. Yep, the greatest benefit of Prismacolor, I think, is that this pencil gives its color very fast. So you can lay down color much faster than with other pencil brands, I think. I am going for another Prismacolor Premier line peel. Now, I am not sure at this point whether this forefront should be dark or light, So I start with these light colors, and then I can see where things are going and adjust. If you are looking for inspiring footage of jungles, then I can really recommend the beautiful series Planet Earth. There is one episode about jungles, beautiful, narrated by Sir David Attenborough. I love that guy. Nobody can talk about animals and plants like he does. It's wonderful. And at this moment there is a series on National Geographic Wild, I believe, about India. Hidden treasures or something. I don't know what the series is named, but I watched it last night. I saw an episode and I learned that in India there are lions living. I didn't know that. I knew there have been lions in the past, but I didn't know they were still there. And I thought, well, they look a little bit different from the lions in Africa. Next color is Van Dyke Brown. And I think Van Dyke refers to a Dutch or Belgian painter. I don't know if this man was from Belgium or the Netherlands. I'm not educated in art, so I know Rembrandt, I know Van Gogh, I know Vermeer, I know Rubens. That's a Belgian guy. But Van Dyck, I don't know where he came from. Well, it is from the Netherlands or Belgium. It's quite clear. there was Van Gogh was headlines in the Netherlands a while ago because they discovered a report of his doctor with a detailed sketch of how much of his ear he cut off. Van Gogh, at some point in his life, cut off his ear. The man was mentally unstable, and they didn't know exactly how much. Did he cut off his complete ear or only a part of it? Does it matter? But obviously it does matter, because it was headlines. He cut off almost his entire ear. So now you know too, he cut off his entire ear. There was a beautiful documentary series about Van Gogh last year on TV. That was really interesting. And it was hosted, that show, by Jeroen Krabbe. You may know him from one of the James Bond films. He plays a bad guy in one of the James Bond films. Don't ask me the title of the film. I don't remember. And Jeroen Krabbe is not only a skilled actor, but he is also an artist, a painter. So that is why they asked him to do that series about Van Gogh. And the most interesting part, I think, about that series was that they asked artists to come with them to France, because Van Gogh spent a lot of his time in France. And they asked those artists to make a painting inspired by Van Gogh's life. And really beautiful paintings came out of that. It was really very interesting to see. So I am now just randomly putting color on paper. And I will use earthy tones. And now I'm going for this one, Bruinzeel Brown Ochre, because I think this forefront can use a little bit of warmth, just a touch. Now I don't want to use too much ochre, because this is the color that will also be in the tiger. Or at least a color that looks a lot like this brown ochre. It is really worthwhile to do some Googling for Magical Jungle, because the 30 people who have received Magical Jungle from Joanna Besford a couple of weeks ago, they are all doing marvelous job. This morning I saw another painting. It is a coloring drawing, but it looks like a painting on Instagram. It was gorgeous. People are really taking coloring to the next level. I forgot who made this drawing that I saw this morning. But if you go to Instagram and you search for Magical Jungle, you will find the drawing of two parrots. I'll show you. Okay, I stopped recording and checked it out on the internet. The lady is called Cherry Colors, CherryColors on Instagram, and she combined these two birds with one of the wreaths from Secret Garden. And if you search for Secret Garden, then I think you should find this beauty. I will try to post a link on Facebook. It is really a glorious, beautiful. I've seen more beautiful stuff, but this one is extraordinary. So I am now blending the color brown ochre that I used in the forefront. I am blending this into the background. I really like how this ochre is working together with the blues over here. It is strengthening. They are strengthening each other. I gave my pencil a sharper point. I felt I needed to have a little bit more control and precision. I'm so grateful that these adult coloring books came on the market last year, 2 years ago. I was really looking for a way to something to do to just to have fun and relax. And that used to be music, but when I started teaching 10 years ago, well, 10 years ago it became a serious business, then I slowly felt that it would be really nice to have something next to it, to have something that would not be, that wouldn't feel like a job, like work. And coloring was love at first sight. Instead of watching series on TV, series that I have already seen, or even worse, the news. There's not much fun in watching the news these days. So instead of that, I now pick a pencil and a coloring book or a brush and a piece of paper, and I start coloring or painting or it's not that I completely ignore the news and watching TV, but I am more aware, I think, about what I want to do with my time, how I want to spend it. I am now going for this one, Olive Green by Bruinzeel. This year we will have a lot of American politics on Dutch television. It is already there almost every day. A lot of people here really are interested in the American elections of the president. It's a completely different system than here in the Netherlands. We have many political parties. So there is always a coalition. Almost, as long as I can remember, there have been coalitions. So political parties are forced to work together. And I think that is a good thing because that keeps balance. And sometimes I feel, I don't know much about politics, but sometimes I feel that politicians are not aware that your political choice has something to do with your character. And I believe that a society that functions well needs all types of people to work together. And I think a government will work much better if all those skills are working together. But as I said, I know very little of politics, so maybe I'm just talking complete nonsense right now. But I'm sure that Mr. Trump and Mrs. Clinton will be on Dutch television a lot of times the next couple of months. Being a politician would, I think it's a really hard job. I wouldn't be able to do it, I think. We have a little bit of a strange political system in the Netherlands, maybe. I can imagine that for foreigners it seems a bit strange. We have a democracy with a lot of different parties. We have a prime minister, but we also have a king. And the king is officially head of state. But it's not that he has a lot to say in the matter. But he does have to sign the new laws that have been constructed by the government. Now the interesting thing about having a king or queen or whatever is that for many people, I'm not saying for everybody, but for many people this gives them some sense of stability, unity. It is something that may be difficult to describe, but in times of trouble, a monarchy can be invaluable. So I'm just adding layers of color, just with that light touch, and this paper is really picking it up very well. Look at that little snail. I hadn't noticed it before. That is so funny about the drawings by Joanna. She hides little creatures everywhere. We could start a political party, a global political party for colorists. No taxes for colorists, because we want to buy all the pencils in the world. So we add a lot to the economy, and therefore we don't have to pay taxes. Well, Joanna Besford for world president. Oh Lord. Well, that is enough stupidity about politics. Here is Bruinzeel again, dark green. While coloring, I sometimes end up with these darker areas. That is because several strokes hit the same area and then that becomes darker. So I'll try to smooth things out. Well, this is not bad at all. Let's do a little bit of a dark background. This is Faber-Castell Polychromos Dark Indigo. And I gave it a sharp point because in this area there are already several layers on the paper. And if I do not use a sharp point, then I have to push harder. And I really don't want that. I want that light touch. The flowers in our garden are doing great this year. Especially the flowers that we have in our hanging baskets and our pots. I used to be a little lazy about watering them. And then last year I think I found a BBC series, How to Be a Gardener, and with Alan Titchmarsh, and he showed an experiment with two identical plants. One got water every day and the other every other day, of every 2 or 3 days, I don't know. And the difference was immense. It was a huge difference. The plant that got watered every day was so much larger, healthier, more flowers than the other one. And I knew that already, I was told already, but for some reason my mind sometimes needs to see proof first, some scientific experiment that shows the difference. And in that series they show the difference. And for some reason, now I do water them almost every day. And they flower like crazy. Really nice. There are a lot of insects in our garden as well. A lot of bumblebees actually. Very nice. They adore our lavender. We have a lot of lavender. So, and this process of endless layering continues and continues and continues. Now, I will not finish the background first and then do the tiger, because I think the tiger will influence how this background needs to be. So the final touch on the background will be after this tiger has some color. I am now going to add some ivory black. Also a pencil from Bruinzeel Design. Lovely pencils. I've heard that people are searching for those pencils, and in some parts of the world they are very expensive. Now, if that is the case, think it through, because I am very grateful for having bought these pencils years and years ago, and they are not available anymore in the set that I have, 100 pencils. But if you have to pay like $6 for one pencil, well, you should. I don't know if that is good. I don't know. I heard somebody say that Marco Renoir pencils are very similar to these Bruinzeel designs, but I have also heard that Marco Renoir is an oil-based pencil, and I am sure about my Bruinzeel pencils being wax-based. However, when I started my quest for my successor, when the Bruinzeels are done, because they are wearing down rapidly, I eventually found Faber-Castell Polychromos as the pencil to be as closest to Bruinzeel design when it comes to the feel of coloring. That's it. So in my view, Faber-Castell Polychromos has a similar feel, or at least it comes very close. It's not completely the same. So I can imagine that Marco Renoir, if it is true that it is oil-based, that it has a similar feel than Bruinzeel. I haven't tested Marco Renoir, so it's just a thought. And I have been thinking about purchasing them. Let's go for Faber-Castell Delft Blue. So I have been thinking about purchasing Marco Renoirs because I'm very curious about them. But I have already so many pencils. How much do I need? How many do I need? I sharpened the point because I want some precision. I have to say, when it comes to precision, Faber-Castell is the best. Polychromos is the best, I think. Look at how the colors blend. I just love it. It is so beautiful. Just lovely. So this is how things look like right now. And I think this is enough for today. And I hope that you will join me in the next episode as well. And then we will slowly move from the dark background to, I think, the tiger. That is going to be very interesting. So see you next time. Bye bye.